and but we will roll them out end of this year, starting next year, once the migration is over. We don't want to do two changes at the same time. Okay, please look at our migration webpage. We have a FAQ question, frequently asked questions, and whenever you have questions, we put it there, and then we try to answer that as much as possible. So this is a single source of all the information related to the DVB-S2 migration. If you think something is missing, just give our help desk a call. So we will have a service validation phase in July. And the goal of the service validation phase is the validation of the complete service in order to make it operational. And declare the operational readiness at the end of July, and then we will start the operational service in August. And then you can consider it operational as the current service. We have also approached pilot users, but they will be involved more or less to test the reception conditions. It's to answer these questions about which transmission band will be used. That's the only thing what we require from pilot users. We do not intend to validate end-to-end telecast, because that part does not change. Once the DVB routers decode the signal into multicast, that multicast is actually identical to what you see right now. Now, some migration information. The user side, the upgrade of the DVB devices is mandatory. Without upgrade, you would not be able to see, you will not even see a log. And the second message to you is you have time until the end of 2014. You do not need to hurry and get changed when the first signal is there. Maybe it's better to wait to get the experience from the first users, to get the experience from the VNV phase, or going into the operational phase. And then manufacturers, they have also gained experience, and there may be more devices there. But these slides are now just a rough or a very detailed guide of how to do the migration. Of course, you need to buy a new DVB device. Then for DVB routers, the current list only contains DVB routers. That might change, maybe with USB devices or with the PCIe card, that then you go back more or less to the conventional DVB solution. And for the DVB routers, we always advise to install an additional dedicated network cards into the PC and to connect it directly to the DVB router. That's the best technical solution. Of course, you can also find another solution using switches and so on, but it may cause more problems. And usually, this is basically the second point, you should select the appropriate network design. We have given some examples in the setup guides for these devices. Please look at these, and there are some examples how you could integrate that into your network. Okay, then if you have it right now, then you configure the DVB-S2 device for the current service, because it will work there as well, and then you connect it, and you know that's a good starting point. You check out this service and then make it operational. Then the preparation of the front end, you can only do that apparently once the downlink is available. It makes no sense to try it out on a different DVB-S2 service, because none of the existing services have similar characteristics. There are some VCM mode services, but we don't know what transport stream they have and so on. So it's just unnecessary effort. So wait until the downlink is available. Initially in June, there might be a period, maybe the first week, when the uplink service provider is doing a lot of measurements and so on with the uplink up and down, and there is not representative. So it might take maybe until the second week of June that we have a representative signal, but we will announce that on our webpage. Then repointing is not needed for small antennas, for 90 centimeter antennas, maybe up to 1.5 meter. This is roughly the limit, because the location is so close and you are in the field of view of the satellites. And the Eurobird 9 has a higher signal. If you use analog signal meters or antenna pointing tools, then you will will only pick up Eurobird 9, and Eurobird 10 is a little bit lower. So it's better to point it to Eurobird 9 first and then try out if you see the other signal. What's very important is that a signal splitter cannot be used to receive the old and new services simultaneously, because one is on the high band, the other one is on the low band. So either you just switch from one to the other if you can afford it, but if you want to keep the old signal alive, then you need a dual LNB or a multi-switch solution to have simultaneous reception of multiple transponders on different bands. Okay, then for testing reception, we have for each of the devices the latest DVD configuration is more or less ready with either utility or you can be downloaded from the software that comes with the device, and we will update that frequently. So we will give you the new parameters once we have them. Okay, and then you just switch it on, evaluate if the antenna needs repointing. Just a note on the data stream which is there. Maybe initially in June and July there might be a test data stream on there. But with your existing licenses, with your users' accounts, you will be able to receive this test data stream. But at some point, actually, we will just duplicate what is on the current stream on DVB-S. We will just duplicate it there. So the received files will be identical. Your subscriptions are identical. There might be a little bit difference in timing. And I show you later on why there might be more delays on the current DVB-S system. It has to do actually with the hops of the data feeds. But the basic message is actually it's identical. And then if you have high availability systems, maybe that doesn't really apply to you, but if you have an operational system, then you probably have redundant systems. On the redundant systems, make the switch on the redundant system first, check it out after a while, and then once you're happy with it, you make the change on the prime system. And the DVB routers will lock to the new signal within seconds or sometimes minutes. It really depends on the settings. And as we intend to make this fairly generic, so like automatic determination of the symbol rate, the mod codes, and so on, the locking might take longer. But once it's locked, it is stable. It's also faster in relocking. Okay, and once you have switched, once you are happy with your setup, I don't think there's any need that you should consider switching back. The old service will definitely end. There's no provision in the contract to this. It's better actually to check out or to resolve the problems, if you have any, on the new system. And we will in parallel monitor both systems and make sure that they both have the same service availability. Now a little on. In June, the downlink will be switched on. Basically beginning of June, but there might be a period of measurements where it's not really usable in the first week. Then in July, we have the service validation with pilot users. Beginning of August, we start the operational basic service. in the test high volume service. We'll just put some test data there for mainly for station manufacturers.